What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over flip resets and how to work on getting them. Going to be the main focus of today's video. I'm going to go over how to practice without the ball to prep for it. So practice without the ball first, and then we'll add the ball in, show you how to land on it with your wheels and get your reset. We're not going to worry about using the reset. I'll make a separate video for that in the future. But for right now, we'll just stick with getting the reset, how to practice getting the reset. Really making sure you get honed in on the simple single reset setup before you start adding anything else in your gameplay. Because having this step first will get you to be able to do the following steps, like with different types of resets or resets later in your air dribbles, much easier if you have this one down. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty. So step one, what we're going to practice is flying and maintaining control upside down. So you're going to want to be able to be upside down like this and be able to maintain control and go where you want to go, right? Getting used to the little joystick movements that are required that will feel kind of awkward since you're upside down. You need to know which way you're trying to go. Like if I want to go, backwards, I got to remember that backwards is forwards, right? Being able to turn which way you need to be able to turn and all that. Getting the reset in the future basically stems on the fact that you can have control upside down in some degree. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just there needs to be some control, which I'm noticing I'm having a hard time going this way right now for some reason. So that's something to practice for me. Either do it in free play, you can do it with rings, you can do it with the pillars map, which is another good option as well for you console users out there. Definitely a good one to do this. Do figure eights around the map while upside down, and continually adjusting with air roll to get yourself upside down as well, to make sure you're always facing upside down. And you're going to be doing figure eights around this and trying to do it the whole time. I can't stress enough as well, maintaining the same height. Obviously, I think that kind of goes hand in hand with maintaining control. That's definitely an important thing to this as well. It's going to take time. You got to flip everything in your brain, so it's going to feel weird. But the more you do it, the easier it'll get. And then we will move on to step 2. So that's the first thing to practice. The next thing to practice is a little drill that I kind of invented that I think is... I don't know if I invented it, actually. I like to think I did, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Where you just fly into the ceiling over and over again and try to land on your wheels. So you can do it this way. You also want to do it while air rolling back into position as well. And recovering after. So you're going to be flying into the ceiling on repeat. Continually trying to get the reset. And maintaining control, just like I was doing before. Now, you don't necessarily have to add in the air roll right away. I think it's okay to practice just being upside down first, and then just using air roll adjustments to get yourself upside down and then fly into it like so. It is very important that you are maintaining control the whole time. You want to make sure you are landing well, and then you are basically falling to about here from the ceiling, and then boosting to fly back up into it again. Make sure you're tilting back right as you're about to make impact. Really pay attention to that. That way you'll get kind of more of a solid landing. And you want to time it with your momentum. Don't time it by holding boost until you want to get it. Really focus on using the momentum you built from boosting to land into it, because you should be able to stop boosting right as you're about to make impact, so it's easier to recover. You don't have to be super precise on this one. I'm not really concerned about you doing it on the same spot on the ceiling every time. It's more about just keeping the practice up of just flying upside down and landing on a surface. That's the main reason you want to be doing it. Another thing I forgot to mention from the ceiling exercise, you want to also practice using the air roll motion. If you're using air roll left, it's holding air roll left and to the left. And you want to practice this motion because it gets your car into the reset position. So you want to be comfortable with that if you are going to be doing air rolling after you've done this step where you're practicing, and then you go here, and then you want to use that arrow motion to land on the ceiling. So little thing I forgot to mention. Okay, now, once you've done all that practice, you don't have to practice it a crazy amount. Just practice it until you feel somewhat comfortable. Now we can start adding in the ball. And what we're going to focus on first, before anything else, is the setup. Your setup touch up the wall, right? This is what you need to be doing every time. You need to be able to pop the ball straight up, kind of floaty, not too fast. Something like this, right? Where it's kind of floating close to the ceiling, but not too close. Now, once you get this setup consistent, right? And I stress literally just doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Driving into it and popping it like that so you get that same pop every time. It's going to take some getting used to with the turn on the wall. You want to try to be lined up before you get to the wall, so you don't have to turn on the wall as much to get the pop. You really just want to drive into it. Getting it rolling towards the wall with a good speed. Waiting until it gets after this lip on the wall right here, the line on the wall. Just drive straight into it. Try to hit it square on the nose of your car, right? Like straight into it like this. You don't want to be hitting it from the side like that or like that. You want it to be straight into it like that. And that should be all you're practicing at first. Once you can get consistent with that, then we'll move on to the next step. All right, and the next step is going to be doing your jumping after that. So you're going to pop it like that, right? I'll do the jump here. You're going to pop it and jump. You're going to try to jump either right with it, or you're going to pop, wait on the wall a sec. You can either wait on the wall for a moment, or you can tap the brake and then jump. So it's a quick, like, rapid bit of movements after this part. Right after you get the pop, or right as you get the pop, is when you want to jump, generally. Alright, jump like that. See, there's a little bit of distance between me and the ball. That's crucial. You want to make sure you're having that little bit of distance between you and the ball. Alright, and then you can even wait longer like this, because you can still get the reset from further back like that. Alright. Boom, there we go. And then the final step is going to be everything that you've worked on with that flying upside down, right? It's going to be a little bit different because you're going off of the wall rather than going straight up like you were into the ceiling before, right? But you want to primarily focus on getting the reset where your car is at like a 45-degree angle. Like if this is, if this is the ball and, you know, the ground is down here, you want to get the reset kind of like at this angle with the ball, like 45 degrees. So, and then the goal would be, you know, over here, right? And you want to get it like that. That's kind of the best way to make sure that you maintain control while also, you know, moving the ball towards the goal. You kind of want to really fly into it, right? Similar to how you were flying into the ceiling before, right? To go from kind of a slow moving position where you're floating, like almost even falling down, where you're kind of floating a little bit, and then using boost to accelerate you up, you need to know how much boost you can spend from that standstill to get you going up. And you get a feel for that by doing that ceiling exercise, right? Because you fall down, right? You fall off of the ceiling, and then you go to standstill, and then you have to boost back up, right? So now you understand how much boost you need to spend to kind of accelerate you. So it's the same principle with this. It absolutely cannot be stated enough. Make sure you are impacting the ball. You are flying into it, right? Upside down, really flying into it to make contact, right? You don't want to be flying into the ball slowly. You don't want to just like gently land on it. You really want to fly and hit it. And again, that does not mean spend boost the entire time, because you should realistically be able to stop boosting as soon as you make contact so you can maintain control. So maybe I'll turn on slow-mo for a bit. Actually, this will help. We'll do it a little bit slower. So, right, get the first touch up the wall, boom, jump, separation is created, right? And the timing, slow-mo is definitely a good way to practice this too, to get a feel for the timing. You can do it just going straight upside down. It's a little bit harder. Like I did it just there, but it is a little bit harder to do it that way. I do recommend air rolling and getting comfortable with at least one full turn or 1.5 turns to get you upside down, or 1.25 maybe. I'll be completely honest, there really isn't too much else to cover in terms of getting the reset for like this single reset setup. I think it's more about the practice going into it that'll set you up to make it easier for you to aim with the underside of your car to, like I said, impact that ball at that 45-degree angle. There really isn't much else to go over. So if you have any questions and anything else you want to see like more in depth about practicing, I can definitely go more in about like practicing specifics, like with air roll motions, and a little bit more about boost management. Thank you guys for watching. I do offer individual coaching on Fiverr, so feel free to check that out. The link is in the description or in my channel, whichever one I do. And yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks.